Hey everybody, in today's video I'm going to show you how you can use conditional formatting to add borders to cells so that it makes it look like you're adding fields to a form. So what I mean by this is, here I've got a field with a border here, and let's say you wanted to add multiple fields, or you weren't sure how many fields you wanted to add. By using conditional formatting, you can make it so that, as you add another field here, a border will populate around it so it looks like it's dynamically updating. So to do that, we can go to conditional formatting, create a new rule, and under the formula, we can create a rule that just looks for the length value. So we'll use the length function to say, okay, if the length of, let's say in this case we're at C3, so let's say B3 is greater than at least 2, so it's at least 3 characters long, then I can apply a format here for the border. And what I'm going to do is just click the outside here, because I've got this initial field here. My assumption is that's at least going to be one field, so that anything below it will automatically create a border around subsequent fields. So if I hit OK, now you'll notice field 2 has that background. Now if I delete it, it goes away, right? So it has a cool looking effect where it's almost like you're adding it on the fly, even though the conditional formatting is really doing that. So it looks like a macro, but it's not really a macro at all. So field 2. And we can copy this formatting down, let's say all the way down to here. So let's say you've got a form to fill in. You're not sure how many fields someone will use up. So you can say, okay, field 3. They decide to add a 4th field, field 4, field 5, and so on and so forth. So if you don't need these fields, you can just delete them. And then if you want to apply this to other columns, you can do the same thing, because the conditional formatting is going to be relative to the cell. So it doesn't matter, where, as long as you've copied and pasted everything, you can have this effect in multiple areas. So it has the ability to make your forms stand out a little bit and make them look a bit more dynamic. So the secret to making that work is really just creating a conditional formatting rule where you're just looking for a specific length in the adjacent cell. Like in this case, I've selected cell I5, so it's looking in column H, right? So it's looking in column H to see if there is a value here of at least or more than 2 characters long. If there is, then it's going to populate that border in here. So it looks at H3, but it applies to I3 to I9. So it starts with H3 and applies that rule all the way down until the end of this list to row 9. So as long as we're copying these cells and their formatting rules across, you can multiply this effect as much as you need, and then it gives you that dynamic looking effect of adding fields on the fly and making your form stand out a little bit and being a bit more flexible. If let's say in the future your boss decides, hey, I want an extra field or something like that, it makes it easy for them to add it without having to apply any special formatting or do any of that stuff manually. So just want to show you a quick way to do that. Hope you found that useful, and thanks for watching.